All right, I'm live. Cool. That's probably about as good as I'm gonna get. Hey, folks, I'm Gail Wolf. Um, so crazy, in fact, that I'm right now a town of about 1,900 people in northwestern Illinois, and there's not much. Well, yesterday we had something going on. We coming through um, my little hometown, and so um, a town of 1,900 people. I mean, never thought it'd be happening here, but last night it was possible. And I haven't heard any news as to if anything happened. I don't think so. To reach out into the rural areas is starting to hit and it really just illustrates that there's no way to hide. I start talking and my voice dries out. Isn't that perfect timing? Yeah, there's no what's going on right now. I mean, this stuff is so in our face. It's so in our. I mean, what a crazy situation we're on, where it's being advised. That's the mindset a lot of people have, and so we're in this lockdown situation. We have the George Floyd event happen, and now everyone's busting out to do exactly what we're theoretically not supposed to be doing. Um, what a perfect storm, right? So what's going to happen? I mean, isn't this crazy? It is so freaking wild. And I don't mean to be so cavalier with my laughter or my response to this, but I mean, shit, what else are you going to do? I'm getting tired of being mad all the time. I'm getting tired of being frustrated all the time. And it really is a choice to decide what we want to do and how we want to respond to this. We aren't victims of how we feel. Like we can change that. We can shift. But where I want to go with this today is that you know going on. There's whether it be the way the government's dealing with it and hauled out for COVID, or whatever it is. And a lot of times it used to be where you could go onto Facebook and someone would have a post about something, and it was kind of interesting to have an issue go on and there'd be a few posts here and there on Facebook, and you could kind of jump on there and make a comment or two and kind of connect with some friends and share your ideas off of each other. But we're in a time where you can't even do that. I mean, we're at a time where we've got friends and family it all over the place, where somebody makes a comment or makes a post, and then you have massively long conversations going on of people going back and forth that I used to turn to just kind of like air my groups that I don't agree with. And it's like, shit, I can't like go to this person right now. And so we're at a point where we don't really know talk to about the way we feel or about what's going on or what our views are. And this is just taking a little bit of a different shift in perspective here, that with the whole COVID thing, so many people were so nuanced and are so nuanced in how they feel about it and what a violence happened, and it brought a lot of people together. It brought a ton of people together. A lot of people came together. There are a lot of people fighting right now, but a lot of people came together too. And so we have this compression expansion going on in our society, in humanity. That's actually a very healing thing. But that's kind of I'm I'm just as guilty as anybody else in this. Hey Nicole, good to see you this morning. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Jessica. Or Jessica. I had a friend make a post a couple days ago, and I read it, and I was like, oh man, wasn't being nasty about it. I was just being opinionated. Right, an hour or two, it just kind of didn't sit right with me, And then I noticed that what's going on with people, and I was like, oh, she's upset. Like I could feel it. I just knew it. And a day or two goes by, and I'm like, you know what? This is bullshit. This bullshit. Like I can turn this around. It doesn't. We don't need to be at odds right now. This is stupid, man. Look, I'm sorry. I said, I'm just been on edge. I've been and so I wrote my personal opinion, which is a total rebuttal to what give me. I mean, I didn't go that far, I don't think, but basically is we're seeing things that trigger us on such a deep right about how we feel. We're indignant about how we feel. I don't need to be right. I'd rather be happy. I'd rather have my friend. I mean, why not agree to disagree on something? Why not agree that, what? We don't see eye to eye, but you know what? I love you. And I know you love me too. And we don't have to see eye to eye on this, but I can respect your opinion. Dialogue went back and forth between us in that private message. And so there's a lot of opportunity in the middle of what we're going through to really not be driven apart, but to come together. Or you've gotten into it with a loved one or with a friend, or perhaps I was a little harsh, or I didn't mean to cut you down, or whatever. I've just been on edge lately. It's okay to own that. We live in a society where it's like it's strong, and I'm strong because of it. We really far too much. There's so much healing that happens when we're grateful enough to say I'm sorry, or to pull something back. So much can happen in some personal relationships in the past that have been pretty passionately. And those relate I've leaned in and said, "Hey, look, I'm sorry." Or, "Hey, can we talk about this?" Those relationships deepen. Those are some of the deepest, and is when we get into an argument, or when we become, defiant part of ourselves that we don't often show. Again, we live in a society where it's poise and composure, posturing and presentation all the time. That which is authentic oftentimes gets moments when you have an argument and you see the things that you say, and you notice the places that person, we see ourselves be ugly. And when the person can say, I forgive you, or I still love you, they're essentially saying, appreciate it. I know I don't. I mean, how many people actually to shift into that? But seriously though, to create a new sorry, it's totally possible. Totally possible. Um, I'm reading up with friends who refuse to acknowledge what's going on because they don't live by it. Oh, thanks for your question. Um, Basically, my thought on this, which is basically asking what to do with somebody who doesn't agree with what's going on, or agree with us, or doesn't acknowledge what's happening. We have to, as people, we have awakened to different things at different times, and in our own ways, and in our someone to turn and look at something only takes a getting a feather, acknowledge it or whatever. Other people will have that feather on the ear, or have someone say, I'm not looking, and they'll do that until spirit or reality maybe gives them a slug on the shoulder, and maybe they're still not looking. And maybe it takes getting a 2x4 up the head, upside the head, before they look and acknowledge what's going on. We all acknowledge things in our pace, we acknowledge things in our own time. We all show up in our own ways, and we can't control the reactions or responses of, we simply cannot. We can't. All we can do is tend to our own garden. We can tend to our own feelings. Says the audio is gone. Audio is getting weird. Let me plug this in. Hey, good morning, Jane. Is this better? Hear me now? Still no audio? How is it now? Is the audio gone or is it still there? Is that there's audio. And so which that huh. All right, hey, I'm gonna log on and finish up. I'll redo this. All right. Talking again and hopefully if you can hear me now, find out. So to wait for a few people to show up again. Sorry, YouTubers. What's going on here? I know I'll finish my little talk here. Question about what to do about friends who and my thoughts on that are that and whatever truth that might be. And that people kind of will just need life or a situation to present itself a little bit side the head with a 2x4 in order for them to acknowledge what's going on or to own. And we can't control people or how they respond. We can't will someone to change their mind. In fact, it's a little bit better if we don't. Time trying to mitigate and control other people's thinking and their responses. It's really what the media does. They work to present things with a certain slant to CBN, Fox, which I don't watch any of that stuff, so I don't even. So, so the key in all this is to let them do their thing. Celebrate the fact that they are, because here's the thing: it's our differences, about how we live our lives, how we respond, how we think, how we feel, how we look, they make us beautiful. It's not where we are the same, it's where we're different. Time, then that's something really special. That's something that can endure. That's something that heals. That's something that transforms. So celebrate the difference that they're out in the streets of that all over the freaking place right now of people tearing up cities, tearing up towns. The thing with all of it, with what they're doing and what's going on, and even the people who are right now, we have a lot of people all over the people out in the streets that are going crazy, the people that are making angry posts. We're all just experiencing our pain in our own way. And it's hard much. You can always turn the news off or turn off Facebook or just not log on or whatever it is. When I've seen this going on and I see people burning down buildings and flipping, and I think to myself, because it ticks me off, to be honest with you. I love you and I hope you find it's the moment. It totally shifts where I'm at when I see it that way. What's going on right now, folks? The energies are very different. If you notice, they're very opposing right now. There's a number of people who are of the light, who are shining their light, being together as opposed to being apart, and there are other people who are deliberately ripping things to pieces. The end of an era. This is the end of the old ways. This is the end of the old energy. This is the dark night of the soul for humanity. We've been in the darkness for a long time. We're at the end. Things energetically have more potency than they've ever before. So whatever we lean into right now has a far more impactful energetic potential if during this time we can lean into love and we can lean into compassion. But shine, man. You can't help but shine now. Ooh, a lot of people who are watching this stuff on the news who aren't just mad about it, they're holding it with that hurt and that sadness that's changing the energy on this planet, because that hurt and that of the oneness that we all have, to see humans doing these things to other humans, it hurts. It hurts to see people being sick and being hauled off in body bags. It hurts to see small business owners going under and going bankrupt. It's bringing out on it exponentially far stronger and far deeper than it's ever been before. It's through these images that are actually helping to bring it forward. And so when it comes up, lean in, but don't act from it. Move it through. Move it through whatever way makes sense, through writing, through then do something. But choose to forgive. And then also the other people. Just think to yourself when you see that going, I see your pain. I love you. I hope you find peace. Images that are so disturbing. Someone else is writing something here. Peaceful protest. Seen some peaceful protesters who've been locking them. I know last night, I'm living in a small town right now, and that there were, and man, there were people texting like crazy, like everybody had each other's backs. It was really cool to see. Oh yeah, last thing I wanted to is that gonna be one of the business. Right now, there's a lot to forgive. There's a lot of ugliness in the world right now. There's a lot of people doing ridiculous things, and we can forgive them, but it's not that easy to do. Not that easy to do. Excuse me, man. That smoothie I had, anything else here. I don't know if that's coming across in the video or not, but it's definitely coming out of me. Wow. Um, but forgiveness is a practice. It's a practice. Gratitude is a practice. It's not something that is innate to us. It's not something that's innate in our culture. Like I mentioned, and whatever else, and the cream always rises to the top. The strong will survive. All that other bullshit. It's Nicole. Oh my God. Hey, how's it going, girl? You've been on my mind. Holy cow! It's so good to see you. We're coming out of the dark ages, right? It's better to be right. It takes practice to forgive. It takes practice over and over and over, because those old ways, those old darker ways, are hardwired into our subconscious mind. They're hardwired into our, yeah, we do need to talk. They're hardwired into the cells of our body. So keep working on it. Mentioning, the connection must be bad. Okay.